Hi, everybody, and welcome to a Lefty Knitter podcast. This is episode 238, and Luna is already here wanting to say hello. So, hello, and goodbye. My name's Aquila. I live in Baltimore. Cats, kids, husband, yarn. And this is a podcast where I try to record during the week and then I smush all my clips together the best as possible and then present them to you on the YouTubes every weekend. That's the plan. Doesn't always happen that way. I appreciate everybody who has watched and come back and is new to the channel. Also, welcome here. And I have some stuff to show you. So last episode, I was showing you that I was making coiled bowls. I did finish my last coiled bowl. I think I took a picture. It's the black and white one. I'll insert it here. Then that's the last one I made. I did take them, I said, over to my friend's house. She finished her bowl. I'm sure she won't mind. I'll insert a picture of hers too. And yeah, so I left all my rope, supplies. Oh my goodness. Over at my friend's house because her daughter wanted to make a bowl. So I decided leave it all there. I had other stuff I had to get done. So yeah, I appreciate all the wonderful comments last week with John being back on the video. He hadn't been on in a long time. He really does love his sweater a whole lot. And he might not have been like dancing in the streets about it, but he really, he kept talking how nice it was, how soft it was, how well it fit. So I know he is a very knit-worthy person. Speaking of John and knits for John, in my Beetlejuice bag, this is from Stitching Plaza. And I normally don't show my bags because that's just not something, but it was here and it was already in the bag. And I was started the, I think it's pronounced the Ceej hat. Ceej. It is by Tanis, Tanis Fiber Arts. I'm just going to mess up names if I try to pronounce them all. I am using Earth yarns, and this is all black, and I'm holding it double for a DK weight because it's a fingering weight yarn. I put a marker in so I could show you guys where I was the last time. So there's my marker. Yes, it has Luna cat hair everywhere. That is the cat that said hello. I was here. I'm now here. I need to do maybe another inch and then start my decreases. John really does like to roll his up like once, usually twice. So I could probably get this on my head to give you an idea without ripping out stitches. So it's still pretty far up, but like I said, he wants to roll it a few times. Oh, this does look good. Okay. The stitch definition with this yarn is really nice, even with it being held double. So there you go. That is a work in progress. I also mentioned how I had failed on my sock machine. I have an Erlbacher Gearhart sock machine, and I told you how I had failed. And I have hence recorded a video trying to fix this, and it's really a hot mess. I'm probably going to post it anyway, just because, why not? People should see. Well, it's not a fail because I did it. Okay, so this is a sock that I had made for Hayes, all right? It's on my 48 stitch cylinder, and I use the heel spring, and it has Lycra in it, so it pulls it in real tight for a kid's foot nicely, at least for her size now, because she's a little bit older now. I made it too short in the foot, okay? So I've now fixed it, but I was like 5 rows too short. So I had ripped out the toe, I had ripped out the waist yarn and the toe. I haven't finished this sock. I have to close up the toe. That's probably confusing, right? But I have to finish it, okay? I attempted to put it back on my machine without ripping out the whole sock. And for the most part, I ended up doing it, except I do have a mess up right there. And you know what? She said she doesn't care. So I'm not worried about it. I'm going to close up this toe and she'll have one sock done. I need to crank the other sock because when I cranked the other sock, I really screwed up. I had done a hung hem of 20 rows. So it's 10 rows and 10 rows, and then you hang the hem. So it's a 10 row cuff, So just a tiny cuff. And when I did that, I had 20 rows. And then I was like, oh, I need a 50 leg. Well, I didn't reset my counter. And I cranked to 50. Which would have been like only 30 rows. And then I did my heel and my foot, the correct foot length and a toe. And then I pulled it off the machine and I was like, why is that leg so much shorter? Because I messed up. I was in a rush. Not really a rush, but I wasn't thinking. So I have already ripped that sock out. It's actually right here. And I ripped it out with the Lycra. So I'm just going to re-knit it with the Lycra already attached to this way. Normally you don't do that. Your Lycra comes in from a separate source and then they meet together and then they knit together. But I'm just going to re-crank it together. I'll have to add more yarn to this because, like I said, I'll need 20 more rows to make the leg the right length, which I have enough yarn for that. I'm not worried about it. I want to get that done sooner than later because I want to change my my 48 cylinder back to my 64 because I have some stuff I really need to crank and get out the door. And so I'm going to do that. I need to do that. Excuse me. I had to go to Five & Below to buy some stuff for, like, you know, a holiday. While I was there, I found a few cute things that I purchased. Now, I bought this. It's a pill case. And I was looking at it and I was like, this is really kind of cool. I mean, look how cute it is. It's adorable. And when you push a button, it changes. This is your compartment that opens. How trustworthy is this going to be after so long? I'm not sure. But they were $2. I bought 2 of them. They only had these 2 colors, but that doesn't mean at other Five Below that they won't have other colors. This one I'm going to keep because green is my favoriteest color, and it's a greenish enough. It's a very limey yellow green. And I think I have a couple bags that I use on the regular, and I have enough stitch markers that I'm going to fill this with a few stitch markers, and it's going to go in one of my bags. I just thought it was cute. It won't really hold much else other than stitch markers. Maybe some stitch stoppers if they're small enough, but I like it. It doesn't touch the top, so the divisions don't touch the top. I guess it's enough that pills won't go to the other compartment. I mean, we are buying a $2 product. So if it goes upside down, my stitch markers will probably float around in there, and I'm gonna be okay with that. As long as it doesn't, like, jam it up. But I got home, and my daughter had already taken it apart. She's like, well, you need to fill it. And I'm like, you fill it like this. She had taken this whole top piece off. So she could have made it more loose. Like, I wish it was, like, you can see. Well, you might not. Doesn't matter. Eventually, this one is going to end up in a giveaway. I don't know when, but I'm going to do a giveaway sometime soon. It'll have to be US only. Shipping outside of the US can be very pricey. And I think I'll throw this in with one of my giveaways. I said that word a bunch of times now, and now I'm going to probably have weird bots. But I just thought it was too cute to pass up. So I bought it. Also at Five Below. I'm not going to use... Okay. Backstory. If you're new here... Oh, I need to pause one moment. I didn't pause. I hung up on the person calling. It was an automated call anyway. I already probably know... No, cat. Ooh, this one's going to get her butt whooped. Go away. Backstory. I collect Pez dispensers. I was, well, I don't collect all the Pez dispensers, and I don't collect only the expensive Pez dispensers. I buy the ones that like are cute or whatever. That the ones that just strike me as I like that one, so I'm gonna buy it. I almost bought 2 Easter ones today, and honestly, I almost cried in the middle of the store. My dad was one of my huge supporters in all my Pez dispensers, and he would stalk the stores to find new variations of like the Easter ones or Christmas or whatever it was. He followed the website, the Pez collector's website, to know which ones were the new ones versus like ones that they were just using from last year's molds. It's a whole thing. And I put them back. I'm pretty sure these were 2 new Easter ones, and I didn't buy them. I put them back. I probably I didn't have a meltdown in the store, but or whatever, but it was really difficult. So I just put them back on the shelf. But then I'm walking through the store, and then this comes into my view, and I was like, well, dang, like, these could be useful, where the Pez dispensers, yes, I collect them, I have them in bins and whatever. I used to have them up in a display. That's a whole different story. But I saw this, and it's very strange. It's a phone charm. It goes, like, on your phone. I don't have phone charms. I don't use phone charms. But, technically, they are just beads with Pez. No, Mia. Now my other cat's gonna bug me. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these. I have the pins that have like the I don't know all the notions for like jewelry making, but like it's the pin that has like a stopper at the bottom that's part of it. It's metal. And I think I'm gonna use that, and then I'll curve the top and make it into, I'm gonna make them into some progress keepers or even stitch markers. I'm not sure. They're gonna be super light, and I will never need this many. So these might end up, once I make them, going into some sort of like package also. Or sell them. I haven't opened my Etsy shop back up yet. I just haven't. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Yeah, so I just thought these were neat. I don't know how much I paid for this. Under $5. Probably like 2. And I can get, I don't know how many charms. I didn't even count, but we'll pause and do that. There's 20. So yeah, it could be 4 sets of 5 or something, and I would keep some. They go different directions, so some of them obviously are going long ways, and some of them would be this way. I just think that they would be interesting. You know, I've never seen these before. Okay, let's move on. I have some other knitting to show you. So I decided, I knew I don't have the other tag. It's right here though. Okay, I knew I wanted to make this yarn into a love note with the yarn that I purchased from Yarn Birds on discount. And these together will be the yarns I use for my love note. This sweater is going to be approximately like $26. I'm very excited about it. This other mohair, I don't know if this company is around, but this is the name. Autumn and Indigo Fibers. And then this is Tenderfoot. Okay? And it was even cheaper than the $8 that's showing here. Just saying. I busted out my size US 10 needle and I did a swatch last night. And I am right on gauge for the stitch gauge. It's 24 for 4 inches. So that's, 12 per 2? Is that right? 12 for 2 inches. So I am right on track. My row gauge is off though, but I'm off only by 1 row. And if I remember right, because I've made a love note, it's by Tincanknits. I've made a love note for my daughter, and I don't think the row gauge is as important A lot of times the row gauge, you're not doing so many rows, you're doing knit 5 inches. So it's not as important, but it is important if you're not getting even close to row gauge, and then you might need more yarn or less, you'll use less yarn, right? So I think that looks beautiful. I'm very excited for this. So I'm going to rip this out because I don't need it now that I've shown you guys, and I'm going to start my love note. That's my next project. So I have these two going, and I need to crank Hazel's sock. And that's it. So that's what I have to show you. And today is Wednesday, the 27th of March. So I didn't mention that in the beginning. But all right, I'm going to get off here and do some crafting because I actually have a day off of work today. And yeah, I did adulty things. I had to get some stuff from the store, obviously. I did that. But then I went and treated myself to lunch. Tacos. And then I went and got my oil changed, and I got new wipers on my car. Even though I can change my own wipers, I decided to just get them. And why are wipers so freaking expensive? I mean, I get it. You need to be able to see out your windshield. But why are windshield wipers so expensive? I know I'm going to be like, I used to buy windshield wipers for blah, blah, blah. Like, but I think they're like, last time I bought my set of wiper blades, I believe I just bought them. I might have bought them at Walmart, but I might have bought them at Amazon, and I can't remember because I actually went another store to compare the price because I was like, there is no way that they're this much money. Yes way. Yes way they are. They are that much money. And so I said, screw it. I'm here. Let the 5 guys in Jiffy Lube just do it all for me. So I got wipers, all 3, because I have a back. And I got my oil changed. And I needed new cabin filters because dang it, every time they ask, I say no. And this time they looked really bad. So, but all the times before they didn't look so bad. So I opted out. But I used a coupon. So, you know, whatever. Adulting. Go get your oil changed if you haven't done that. I was behind in the time frame, but the mileage was still, I was right on the cusp. But I needed to get it done. I was like, I gotta get this done. I need to be a 41-year-old woman and just do it. And I did it. All right, until the next clip, I might have this cast on. I'm very excited about it. I'm super excited about this. It's still Wednesday, but I was looking at my poor flower on the windowsill, and he's got a lot going on. And I was like, all right, I grabbed another pot, and I'm gonna replant him because, I just squeezed this to try to get it loose, but he's jam-packed in there. I don't remember what these are called, but I'm gonna take him apart a little bit and try to plant some of his brothers and sisters in there. His siblings. His babies. I'm not sure what you want to call it. But yeah, that needs to be done. So, okay, I think that looks a lot better. This has a few pieces. This has one big piece, and this guy is a single piece all by himself here, but way better. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. You got some dirt in there. Okay, cool. Hey everybody, it is Sunday. It is Easter in the United States, if you celebrate. We don't really celebrate Easter in the sense of the actual religious holiday, but, you know, treats are around. Sorry, trying to adjust this a little bit. I got to go to my first baseball game for the season, and it was only the second game of the actual season. We won the Baltimore Orioles. I got a new shirt yesterday. If you know, you know. And yeah, we had a really good time at the game yesterday. I did end up finishing a knitting object, so I'm going to show you that. This cat will not leave me alone. It's ridiculous. So, I started making the Ceej hat by Tanis Lavallee, or I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry. But it's, yeah, Tanis Fiber Arts or whatever. Sorry. The yarn is earth yarn and it's in the black, just black, solid black colorway. I held it double because the pattern calls for either DK weight or worsted weight. This cat is not going to leave me alone. She really just wants to be held like a baby. Would you like to say hello? Nope. Okay. You gotta go, though. So this hat is covered in Luna hair because, well, you know, I went against all the pattern and said, I know my husband likes to fold this hat up even longer. I should make it another inch longer. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have done that. So I ended up ripping this back, picking up a rib, a 1x1 rib all the way around, and making a hot mess of it at first. But I got it. I figured it out. And yeah, it's now done. If I can get pictures of John in it, I'll insert them here. If not, you'll just get to see me in it. So this, I didn't block it because my husband doesn't wear it slouchy. So there's no point in me blocking it. If you don't block it, this is what it will look like. It'll look like this because the way the decreases are, okay? But he wears his folded up. So he wears it. I would wear it only once folded. He wears it like twice. So I'll try to get pictures. Also, I probably should have tried to get the decreases like not weird on my head. But there you go. It's a cute hat. It's a, you know, he liked it. So after I fixed it, I have to stop thinking what my husband will like and make him try it on, and then I can proceed because, sorry, the dry shampoo isn't mixed into my hair all the way and I'm looking very gray and crazy. It's fine. It's Sunday. We're going to be home doing much of nothing but cooking dinner and whatnot. So yeah, so here is the hat. Like I said, covered in Luna hair because anything black in this house just is covered with her fur. Don't try to bite me. She wants attention so bad. She's just gonna like nibble at my arm. So I showed you guys the swatch I did for the love note, and I have cast that on. I am on, well, you do a set of repeats in the yoke. It's like a lace section. And I'm in the second repeat right now. So I will show you guys where I'm at. It's on small needles right now. She's going to want to attack this. No. No, Luna. And it's going to be hard to really see much because it's all bunched up, right? So I can stretch out this side. That's my beginning around marker. This is the top where my fingers are. You cast on. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't do a provisional cast on. And I'm okay with that. And then you do all these lace sections. Okay. And I'm into my second repeat. I think I'm doing the adult large, which is the 4th size in the adult sizes. It's the 4th bold one. And that's the size I'm doing. And because for that size, I think you only have to do the repeats like twice. I gotta read forward, but I think that was correct. So yeah, I am loving this. It is a quick knit, US size 10s. It's so fast. So that's what I'm working on. I have nothing else on the needles right now other than the stuff that's been in hibernation for a while, and I don't know. The one thing I need to address, I tried that beaded hat. I tried all the different beading methods. I tried with the beading wire and pulling it onto the loop. I did crochet with the crochet bead. I did it with the bead strung on the yarn, and you knit that stitch with the bead on it. Sorry, she is very interested in the mohair. And so I am not happy with the way it's looking, and that hat is going to end up getting ripped out. I need to reach out to the designer because she asked me to, she was rewriting it, and she asked me to to test knit it for her. And I just I was having issues from the start, and I don't know if it's the bead size I'm using, and it's just not looking right, or the yarns aren't looking right with the bead color I picked. I just need to, yeah, like, take it out and reuse that yarn for something else, because I'm never going to finish that hat. I feel bad. Maybe in another, few months, I'll try it again with different yarn. It just wasn't working out for me. And the other thing that's like on my needles that I haven't worked on, I won't be ripping this out, but it's one of the Stephen West shawls. I can insert name and picture here. I just can't remember even what it's not Vertices Unite, but it's like Chevron, Shifting Chevrons, I think is what it's called. Shifting Chevrons. And it's a lot of repetitive, like, knitting. And so other stuff gets on my plate, and then I'm like, that goes on the back burner every time. I will end up finishing it because I want it, but I'm not in a hurry to finish it. So I do want this finished because I would like to wear this possibly to Maryland Sheep and Wool this year, if I finish it. That's the first weekend in May, if you're not sure. It's here in Maryland, in Howard County, at the Howard County Fairgrounds. It's a very large festival. I believe it's $5 entry to get in, and that's really not bad. Parking can be a pain if you're getting, there can be lines to get you parked, just if you're wondering. And it's, Saturday and Sunday, I believe, like 9 to 5 or 10 to 5, something like that. I don't know all the details, but I'll link the Sheep and Wool website down below. There's probably still classes available if you were interested in that. And the day before is Yarn Centric. They have an event on Thursday that's a ticketed event, and they might already be, I'm not sure if they're sold out, but that's with like a Q&A with La May, I believe. And I think you can shop with the vendors also. And then on Friday is actual Yarn Centric, where you buy timed tickets to get in, and I believe they still have tickets for most of this. I'm not quite sure. Your best bet is to go to the website, and I'll put it down below for you. But that's the two events that are happening here soon-ish. So I think the only other event there are other events, and I'm trying to make sure. Frederick Fiber Festival, I believe, is in April, and that's here and at Frederick County Fairgrounds, and that's not too far from here where I'm at in Baltimore. The other thing I guess I should address, I don't have to address, I guess, but I wanted to say thank you to anybody who reached out when the bridge collapsed, the Francis Scott Key Bridge. It's a tragedy. It's a huge tragedy. It's going to change and mold all different aspects of everything here, from employment to travel to commerce, everything. I didn't realize, I knew we got we get many cars imported here, and I didn't realize that we're one of the largest ports that do car imports. So I've seen the parking lots full of all these cars that are just waiting to be moved to like dealerships and whatnot. I didn't realize that we were pretty much the largest. With the bridge being down and debris being cleaned up, that's just starting, I think, the end of this week, because they were still, it was search and rescue for a while, and then it was recovery, and now they're doing debris cleanup. So, yeah, it was quite a terrible thing to wake up to on Tuesday. John, being in the crane business, his phone started going off at 2:30 that morning, Tuesday morning, because it had collapsed at about 1:30, and so he started having calls rolling in pretty quickly. So yeah, it's now, debris is starting to be cleaned up, but until that has been done and it's safe and cleared for any ships to come through, there's no ships coming through. So all the ships are being diverted. We're close enough to Norfolk and Wilmington. I guess it depends on how big their ports are. If the ships can get in, that's a whole nother thing. Can they get all these ships that are going to get diverted? Is their channel big enough, deep enough, and whatnot for these big boats to come in? So it's a real travesty, and people's family members are no longer with us, and yeah. So, but I do appreciate people, because I think I think we're only like 8 miles from the bridge where we live. So it's always been a staple source of transportation, whether we were just going to the other side of like the Beltway or going to the ocean. So yeah. On that note, I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody is taking care of themselves the best they can and knitting what they like and crafting what they want to do. And tomorrow's going to be a weird, rough day for me, just in general. I know it's April Fool's Day, but it's also my father's birthday, and it's going to be his first heavenly birthday. I don't want to call it that. That's just weird for me. But it's his first birthday that I won't have him around. And yeah. Sorry to get like sappy and grievy and whatever at the end of this, but things happen in this world. I mean, there's tons of other things happening in this world that are very tragic too. This just hit close to home. So, all right. Until I haven't been watching really anything new. We've been watching The Gentleman, which I think I mentioned last week that we were watching that. The only other thing is I finally got the 4th book in the Lunar Chronicle series. It's called Winter. I'll have that down below, the other books and the author name, because I can't think off the top of my head. But I finally got the last book from the library, and it's a long one, so I will probably be listening to that today and working on my love note. So, but yeah, other than that, it's been just a weird week in general. So, all right, take care everyone. Peace, love, and happy crafting.